let me start recording. I brought in this couple in my previous opportunity and we started running, but they were new in the marketplace and they did not know anybody. In fact, they were actually from East Coast when they moved to the West Coast. And when you move to the West Coast, I mean, you have no friends, you're starting over, you're in that position. It's like, who do I talk to, David? I just don't know what to do. And I remember we worked in the warm market for about a year without having somewhat results, but here and there wasn't that. So we started then talking and started really focusing on social media marketing and really working on target marketing with social media. And here's the results. The first that we zone in, and this couple did everything right. The first 6 months, it was kind of slow, but here's what happened. 6 months later so it took about 12 months of consistency working. 12 months later, that couple was already producing $1.5 million a month in sales. They went from zero for an entire year, not having no success whatsoever, to a year later making multiple six figures a year, almost a seven figure. In fact, when I left that company, that one group that started adopting the social media strategy, that one group was already 80% of the company. I mean, to this day, that company, their largest organization came from this one couple that their first year had nobody to talk to and adopted these strategies that we're about to talk to you right now. So these strategies have already been proven. So they already work. It's not something that we're guessing. It's all about working the strategy. So let me go ahead and go right now into this right here. I think everybody can see my stream. Am I correct on here? Make sure that, all right, let me go ahead and press. All right, let's talk about some social media. I'm excited to come with you guys with this, and let's go ahead and go deep into this. First thing I want to share with you is that when you see this little ninja right here, that ninja right there, that equals call to action. I want you to keep your eye out and pay attention for this little ninja. He's gonna be around. He's gonna be all over the screen. But when you see that, you gotta take notes and you gotta screenshot, do whatever it takes. Okay, this is my call to action. And it's gonna be all throughout the presentation. So when you see the ninja call to action, this is a call to action moment. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Here's the first thing I wanna share with you. Plato said this in 500 years before Christ. He says, necessity is the mother of invention. Necessity is the mother of invention. Let me ask you a question. Is there a necessity today, more than ever, to connect with people? I believe the answer is yes. I think there's necessity for virtual reality. In fact, that's why virtual reality, augmented reality brings to the marketplace. It allows us to connect us at a different level. So I'm excited about that. But necessity is the mother of invention. And what we have in our hands is a tool with social media. It's a tool that you and I can use and utilize in order for us to really build those connections and build those relationships and build new connections. And there's a necessity right now in the marketplace, and social media was created because of that. Okay, but everything that we do is gonna take work. So what I'm about to share with you, it might be new for you. You might be a little nervous. You say, David, I've never done this before. David, I don't know. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little scared about this. Hey, here's what Jerry Rice says. Today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. So today you will do this, and you will do this so you can live tomorrow like others can. So everything that I tell you right now, take it and let's use it and let's apply it. It's about taking action with it. And the reason you're gonna do it is because you're a leader, because you're here to operate at a different level. You're here to take your life at a different level, and you gotta take action upon the strategies that we're about to share with you right now. Here's the first thing we're gonna talk about. First thing we're gonna talk about is the difference. You have to understand marketing, the difference between direct marketing and brand marketing. You see, direct marketing is the marketing that is measurable. You see, that's what I've done very successfully. In fact, network marketing is a form of direct marketing, where we're able to, it's very measurable, it's very simple to measure because it's a numbers game, right? If I reach out to 100 people and I know my closing ratio is 30%, I know for every 100 people, 30 people are gonna join my business. Very measurable. It's predictable, right? If I reach out to 100 people, I know I'm gonna get 30 people. So that's direct marketing. And it can be used for target marketing, right? We use target marketing in network marketing. What we do is we ask you a question. Hey, who's the most successful person you know? That's target marketing. When we ask the question, who's successful but unsatisfied? Who do you know that could use an additional $500, $2,000, or $5,000 a month? Who do you know that likes business? That's us target marketing and focusing on identifying people that we can go out and reach out to. So target marketing. And you can see results immediately. So the great thing about direct marketing is that you can see the results immediately. But here's the thing. We're going to focus today, and what we're talking about this training is brand marketing. In brand marketing is not measurable because it's not possible to measure the branding of a company. It's not predictable. It's not a numbers game, so it's not very predictable in brand marketing. It's something that it takes time. It's a trust building path. The whole idea of brand marketing is to build trust. That's the idea. It's tribal leadership path, meaning you're building a tribe of people and you're leading that tribe. That is brand marketing, and you cannot see results immediately. It takes time, but your branding is the way your customers perceive you. How people perceive you on social media, that's your brand. And that's what we're gonna focus on today. We're gonna focus on how you building a brand for yourself and building a brand that will then can tie in with GPS, and people will follow you, People follow people, and then they follow a vision. That is the reality, but they're gonna follow you. So we gotta build up. We gotta build your influence up so people can trust you. Okay, the whole world has stopped to listen. Do you have something to say? This is the time for you to say something. What do you want to communicate? That's the real question. In social media, what do you want to communicate? So here's the strategy. Let me go ahead and give you a quick system. Social media business system. We're gonna start off with setting up your personal page. We're gonna give you some strategies on doing that. We're gonna talk about giving value. We're gonna talk about a CPR system, which is comment, post, and reply. We're gonna go deep into this. We're gonna talk about connecting with people and then developing those connections and understanding that we don't sell the business, we solve people's problems. That's what we're really doing. We're solving people's problems. And number 7, then the closing happens naturally. But this is the step-by-step system that we're gonna follow within this presentation right now. Here's the first thing I wanna share with you. First thing is mastering the language. I want you to understand that communication is not just what you say, but what others perceive. Isn't that true? Isn't it true that communication is not just what you say, but what others perceive? Sometimes you say something, you say, oh shoot, they perceived it wrong. I didn't mean that. That was not what I meant. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So communication is not just what you say, it's what others perceive. So we got to be very knowledgeable on the language we use when we're going out there and posting and using our social media as a communication form. Let's go over some words on this. Here's the thing, mastering your language. Here's some do's and don'ts. Don't put the word opportunity. Opportunity out there already gives people the negative. You see, you guys have to understand that this industry is very old. It's been around for a very long time. So when people hear opportunity, they automatically think about, oh, meeting, network marketing, oh, scam. They start thinking about all these things that, quite honestly, has been overplayed. So instead of using opportunity, you want to say the word project. Instead of saying join me here. No, I'm launching. Okay, I'm launching a business. Instead of saying meeting, nobody wants to go to a meeting. Think about it. Instead of saying that, you use business overview. Instead of saying seminar, you say business training. Instead of saying speaker, you say business mentor. Instead of saying upline, those are key words that already enlisted a negative emotion, because remember, some people in this industry have had some bad experiences. They have had not the best experience. So they already equate a language from this sort of language, opportunity, join, meeting, seminar, speaker, upline. They already equate that language with a negative emotion and a negative experience. So we want to be able to use words like project, I'm launching, business overview, business training, business mentor, partner. Let me introduce you my business partner, Mr. Mark Isaac. So these type of language already gives us an advantage in talking to people and giving them an ability for them not to put a wall up. right? We don't want their wall to come up. We want their wall to get down so they can be open for the opportunity. Do we know that GPS is different? Yes, we do. Do we know this opportunity can change people's lives? Absolutely. Do we know virtual reality, augmented reality is the future? Absolutely. But we have to let people have their walls down so that people they are able to receive the information the proper way. So when setting up your personal page, your profile is about your authentic self and about what you can do for others. And let me give you some quick example. I use Miss Miranda Alicia because her page was incredible. But look at this. Look at this. The profile picture, very professional. She has an intro right here to inspire and make positive impact in the world. Is that saying something that she can do for others? You best believe it. Feature photos. Look, she has the incredible feature albums right here, right? So if you go through her albums, it tells you a lot about her. So these feature albums are great to use. Great pictures as well, very nicely done. They're very well lighted. I mean, everything that she had her page. If you want to follow an example on the page on Instagram and even Facebook, go visit Miss Miranda Alicia. She has an amazing page for you to emulate. And Facebook is the same thing, right? I just give you my Facebook. You see, I have a picture of me speaking, my intro, I'm a family man, child of God, entrepreneur. I have my feature photos right here. Okay, that tells you that I'm a family man. I like fitness. I like to travel. I'm a speaker. You know, I'm here. So all these, just by looking at these, you're able to see that I am a little bit about me. Just at a glance, you're able to see that. So you want to be able to keep professional pictures as you set up your feature albums and your Facebook page. Okay, let's talk about building an audience, because this is what this really is about. When you're building an audience, and here's the little ninja. You see the little ninja here? All right, keep it up. All right, look for that ninja. Talk about things and subjects that intrigue you and that you're passionate about. Here's what I know. If you're passionate about something, I don't have to coach you in speaking passionately about it, because you already, if you like knitting and that's your thing, talk about that. Find groups, categories. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down 5 things that you are interested in. 5 things. And then go out there and find 5 groups that you can join that are a part of those. And you can join those groups. And then what are you going to do? You're going to interact with the community. And the main key is what you're interacting with that community is to add value to people. Is to go on people's posts and start adding value. If you see a post, especially, remember, these are categories of things that interest you, that intrigue you. So you can talk about them very freely and very well because it intrigues you. It comes natural. It's not fake, it's natural. So then when you start interacting with the community, here's what you do. Add people to your friends list and be social. Social media is about being social. That's the key. Social media wins when you're social with it. So here's what you can do. You can do this all day long. And now when you add people to your page, what are they going to see? They're going to see a page very well put together. They're going to see a page of that picture, your intro, your feature photos. They're going to see everything that we've already been talking about. And that's the first image of you that they're going to see. And they're going to be like, oh man, this person's cool. I like them. And then they're going to go ahead and like your picture. And you're going to go ahead and be able to do the same thing to them and start interacting with them and be social with them. Okay. That's how you start building a brand and start building a community. Okay. Remember this. Building on social media is about building trust. We're not building a company. You're building trust, because the foundation of all businesses is trust. So you have to touch the heart before you ask for a hand. John Maxwell has taught us that. And in the book 21, Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, you have to build trust. Okay. You have to give value. Value creates trust. The more value you build in people's lives, guess what? The more trust you're going to have with people. It's very, 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 very logical when we think about that, okay? So here's what you have to do. You have to give value. Be positive, give value, solve their problems, okay? That's the key, and be genuine with people. People love for you to be genuine with them. Okay, let's talk. Here's the action. Here's a little ninja again, all right? Here's some actions. Okay, you wanna respond to people's comments. And when people comment on your post or you post or go out there and find people's posts and start commenting on them, people that interest you. What do you want to do? Your key is to add value, okay? Whenever, here's another one. Give them some love button. I want to talk to you about the algorithm of Facebook. The algorithm of Facebook, you ever wonder how come Facebook decided to put love versus like? You ever wonder that? Here's the reason. Because you should never use the like button. Always use the love button. Because the love button activates the algorithm for Facebook. The more love you give, the more your algorithm is gonna pick up that person and say, okay, David or here Christopher wants to connect more with that person. They love that picture. They don't just like it, they love it. And the algorithm starts picking it up. So it's when you ask somebody as a friend, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna love their profile picture. That's the very first thing you're gonna do. That'll instantly, the algorithm will pick that up and you can already start sending. Then when you ask someone, it frustrates me when I see someone that adds me or I add them or anybody that they don't send a message. Send them a thank you message. With somebody, every time I add someone in my friends list, the very first thing I do, I send them a message. Hey, thank you for the connection. I look forward to adding value to you. I look forward for us to add value to each other's life. What is that? What's it gonna do? That person's gonna respond. The algorithm picks that up again, makes it even stronger. The next time you do a post, you know who's gonna see your post? Your brand new friend. And because the algorithms say, oh, David and Christopher are talking to each other, man, yeah, the next post that Christopher does, boom, it pops up in my Facebook. And I'm able to see, and I'm able to, because what Facebook want, they want people inside Facebook. They want people inside the social medias. So they want you to connect with people that you want to connect. They're not gonna connect you with people that are not your friends or people that you don't want to talk to, because they want you there, right? So they're gonna connect you with people like that. So immediately when you ask somebody, you wanna go ahead and send them a message and say, hey, thank you very much for connecting. I look forward to adding value to each other's life. Hey, by the way, where are you from? Hey, by the way, what do you do for a living? Hey, I see that I see that you're living in the mountains. Are you in Colorado? Man, I saw that trip you did, and that vacation you did with your family. Where were you in that vacation? Now the conversation starts, and conversation leads to connections. Connections lead to trust that leads to business. Does that make sense? You guys see how this works? Now it takes time. This is going to take time to build this. But as the more you converse with people, the more connections you make, the more trust you will build, and the more people will want to do business with you. I'm telling you, this thing is incredible. Social media is an amazing tool when you use it properly. This is about attraction marketing and building your brand. Okay, and love their profile picture, like I said before. All right, here's the little guy again. Here's my little ninja. Here we go. Okay, keep that. Okay, so the people say, well, David, what do I talk? What do I say? Well, I use form, family, occupation, recreation, motivation. Use that. And at the very end, by the way, I'm going to give you a series of questions just to ask, just to stir up some curiosity for yourself and to stir up get the engine running for you, because you want to get good at asking questions. Okay, conversations come before commission. Remember that. So the system CPR, comment, post, reply, you want to go ahead and comment on people's posts. Here's what I recommend, okay? If you're this type of person that doesn't have a list, I recommend for you to go comment on people's posts that interest you, right? You got to be genuine. They interest you, at least 30 people a day. At least, that's the very minimum. Comment on 30 people a day. What is that going to do? They're going to start a conversation, right? That immediately you start a conversation with, and you can private message that individual right afterwards. Okay, that conversation leads to connection. That connection leads to trust. The trust leads to business. So you want to comment on 30 people a day minimum. That could take you 10, 15 minutes. But again, it's part of your branding marketing. This is part of the business that you want to do, especially if you're trying to recreate a list. Okay, then you're going to post. And you want to do your own post too. And I recommend for you to do a minimum one post a day, one or two or three even to post a day. And what are you going to post about? Whatever it is you want. You can just, but when people post, when you post and people start replying on your post, they're going to start commenting on your post. You want to reply to everyone. Why? Because again, Facebook, the algorithm will pick this up. as you are commenting on people's posts and they're replying back to your comment, the algorithm is connecting you guys. So when you post, guess who's gonna see that? If you post to 30 people a day, and then you do a post afterwards, if you comment on 30 people a day on some of their posts, and then you post afterwards, those 30 people will see your post. The algorithm locks you in with them. And then when you start replying to the people that post, guess what? The algorithm of you two guys that you're replying will lock you in as well, okay? Use your story as well. Use the story, and you can use the story for anything. Every time when you work out, use the story. When you eat a meal, use the story. When you have your kids or whatever, when you go to church, when anything of that, use your story. And you want to keep your, and there's not really a number, but I would say use it as much as possible. If you can use your story 10 times a day, do it. If you want to use it 40, 50 times a day, do it. But at least do it a few times a day, your story, and you can let people know, because people want to know you. They want to know what are you up to? What is your life all about? And your story will tell them. And also, since your algorithm's connected with them, your story will pop up on their Facebook. So automatically, they'll be able to see you and check you out. Okay, let me give you some golden nuggets here. Having 5,000 friends means this doesn't really mean that you're going to be effective. It's quality over quantity. Okay, so I'm deleting friends. I have over 5,000 friends, and here's what I'm doing. I don't like that. The sweet spot is about maybe 3,000 or 4,000 friends max. That's the sweet spot. You want to keep it in the sweet spot. And so give me just a second. You want to keep it in the sweet spot. So you have so as you're going out there, and if you have too many friends, go ahead and delete a few of them, and then you can go from there and go from there. Okay, but you want to keep it in your sweet spot about 3,500. It's quality over quantity. Okay, here's another one. Use voice messages when replying to people. They can't hear your authenticity. If the people are not able to, it's better to do a voicemail. I love voicemails. When people reply, I many voices as possible, just because they can hear your voice, and it's just another level of connection. And when you're talking to people, ask questions. I'm going to give you a couple of questions for you to go out there and use, okay? And it's all about building rapport. You're building rapport with people. Okay, let me give you a strategy to increase engagement, okay? This is a old business partner of mine, and he knows that I'm using this. I actually asked him. He's not in the industry of network marketing anymore, but we used this with him, and we did this post right here to create engagement, right? And this is a simple post that will create engagement. So you will post on your social media page, especially the Facebook specifically. Some of you have never said hi or anything, but if you could please do so now, so I can say thank you for paying attention to me and supporting my journey. And what's going to happen is this gentleman has never done that before, okay? He's not big on social media. He's not big on posting, but guess what? Look, 684 comments he has. What do you algorithm is going to do there? The algorithm, he commented on all of them. So that's about half actual other people and half him commenting on saying, thank you, how you doing, how are you, and commenting. Now the algorithm picks it up and it locks people in. So this is a strategy to create engagement. And then here's what you can do. You can private message them afterwards. You can say, hey, Robert, I just saw your message on my post. Thanks for the love. How are you? Again, now you're building a connection with people. And that's what it's about, building a connection. Okay, let's talk about Facebook Live. Facebook Live is a great strategy as well. And about Facebook Live, it's all about consistency, right? I try to go live at least every other day or every 2 days. You want to be able to have that consistency over and over and over again. The more people see you on Facebook Live, the better. Here's what I can tell you. You're going to come across some haters too. Like some people say, I don't like Facebook Live because yes, you're putting yourself out there. You're going to come across haters. That's just the way it is, okay? When you going out there and do something great for yourself, there will always be people that are haters. They're just hurt. There's pain inside of them, and they want to express their pain one way or another. And you're just the easiest route for them to express their pain. So they're gonna let you know. And so that's just the way it is. guess what? Be okay with it. It's okay. You just go ahead and do it anyways, guys. Okay, do it anyways. All right, have a good title. Am I willing to pay the price for my dream? That's the title of this one that I did, and it went really well. Had over 1,000 views, 4 shares, 53 comments, and I keep doing it over and over again. And have practice on your delivery. Okay, don't be like, if you do a Facebook Live, and you know what? I will also recommend you can have some notes in front of you. If you never gone on Facebook Live, you want to be able to go on your notes and say, hey, listen, this is my first time doing Facebook Live. I'm so excited about it though. And but I have some notes here that I want just to get some thoughts out. People actually love authenticity. The more authentic you are, the better. So delivery, it will be key, okay? And then come prepared. Again, you can tap notes, you can practice before, but your Facebook Live is an amazing tool. And to create engagement, number one, again, and also the algorithm loves Facebook Live. They love it. The more, I can tell you that, and if you watch parties, you see start a watch party, you see that? If you click on start a watch party, which is right here, it also picks up your visibility on your Facebook goes up. I had a reach of I tried this before. I had a reach of like 9,000 people on a Facebook Live that I did. Then I did a watch party and the reach was 30,000 people. For some reason, the algorithm likes Facebook Live with a watch party. They just like it that way. Okay, here's another reason to another way to create engagement is happy birthday messages. So here's a little ninja, right? Here's what you do. Everybody in your Facebook, every single day you have happy birthdays, right? Every single day. If you go and make sure that every single day you wish people a happy birthday, and in 12 months, you have reached out and talked to everybody on your Facebook. And it's simple. Say, hey, Karen, oh my God, happy birthday. How have you been? Doing anything fun? I just love following your journey. How do you think people are going to feel when you say that? Well, number one, it's a great conversation starter. If you use your voice message is great because they can hear you, okay? And you can do that very quick. And I would suggest to never miss a day. Again, the algorithm will connect you guys. When you start posting, the algorithm is going to know as well. Okay, keep engaging. Remember, posts mean engagement. The more posts you make, the better engagement it is. About something about that I realized is that at first I used to think that having a short engagement, like a short post, is good, and that's good too. But it's not a bad idea to have a long post too. By the way, for those of you that like to write, it's okay, because if someone gets to the very end of your post, what does that mean? That means they're really interested in you. They're really interested in following you. So when you do a long post, and the engagement goes up. I mean, with the people that are actually engaging. I mean, again, the algorithm loves that as well because they want people like that. Break up your post content. Sometimes you put family, sometimes you put business, sometimes you put spirituality, sometimes you put health. Sometimes don't make your page just a one. Don't be linear. Be a multifaceted individual. Okay. Use emojis. Again, share your story as well. If you have a story, you can share it again on your post. Use stories on Facebook, and more importantly, be you. Okay, let's talk about developing connections and closing. Okay, we have 32 minutes in. I got 8 minutes to finish, guys. So let's talk about this. When in closing, it's about asking questions. Go for interested, not interesting. Don't seek to become to be interesting. Seek to become interested in other people. Look to become interested in other people. That's the key. So in order to do that, you gotta ask questions. I'm gonna give you just a couple of questions just to stir some ideas, okay? That's all it is. And what I'm looking for when I'm asking for questions, I'm looking for a need. I'm looking to serve other people. That's the key, to serve others, okay? So here's the question. I ran family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. I wanna know what people's motivations is. So here it is. So let's say that I'm talking to someone. I can easily say, hey, what sparked your interest in virtual reality? Let's say I do a post. I say, hey, I love virtual reality. And someone say, oh man, this is so cool. I love virtual reality too. I can private message them immediately and say, hey, what sparked your interest in virtual reality? Oh man, and the conversation can start immediately. Okay. I can talk about, hey man, yeah, this is a business. Have you ever wanted to build a business? They say, oh man, that's great. I always wanted to build a business. Why will you want to build a business? Hey, and they will tell you, hey, what, can you tell me what you mean by that exactly? That's a great question to ask, especially when you're clarifying people when they tell you something about themselves. Right? How else is that showing up for you? Okay, again, these are just random questions to stir up your thinking and stir up the thinking of individuals. Say, what has this cost you specifically? Time, energy, attention, money, peace of mind. I'm looking for a need. Remember that, right? Oh, David, I've always wanted to start a business because I believe in entrepreneurship. I believe in freedom. Oh, yeah. And so you haven't have too much freedom in your life right now? No, not really. So how has that showed up in your life? What has that cost you out of your life? You follow me? You see how you can lead this into a conversation? What do you think about, what do you think is costing, what do you think is costing this to happen right now? If someone gives you an issue, say, oh man, I always want to start it, but I don't have the money. What do you think is costing that right now? Okay, how long have you been trying to solve this? If they can tell you a problem, that's a good question. How long have you been trying to solve this? Are other people affected by this? Oh, I've been trying to start a business now for almost 5 years and just haven't had any luck. Haven't had it big yet. Oh, really? Has this affected you? Are other people affected by this? Again, I'm looking for a need. Here's some more questions. So let me ask you this. What's the number one goal that you want to achieve in the next 90 days? Hey, I want to know. Maybe they tell you I want to travel. I want to go ahead and retire my mom. I want to go ahead and be able to register my kids. I want to have some health goals that I want to accomplish. Do you have a plan to do this? Okay, got it. So let's say that it's 90 days from now. What does it look like exactly for you to be absolutely thrilled? And you see this again, these are just questions to stir up, okay? Make sure they're describing the details of what exactly it looks like and feels like to be in the future, okay? How will that make you feel exactly? How else would that affect your life? These are, again, just to stir the pot. That's all we're doing here. And these are just questions for you, and you can insert them as your conversation. I'm not giving you an exact conversation right now, guys. Just want you to know that I'm just stirring the pot by giving you some question ideas, okay? Okay, look at this. I'm curious, what do you feel is stopping you from actually achieving that on your own right now? Hey, what is stopping you to achieving that? If they tell you, I want to accomplish it, what is stopping you from that? And you can say, hey, what do you think is going to happen if you don't fix those problems right now? Hey, again, we're stirring the pot. We're looking for a need. We're looking for problems. What are we doing? Because GPS is their solution. We have the solution for people's problems, ladies and gentlemen. How much longer are you going to wait until you change this for good? Hey, what do you feel like you actually need in order to finally make a change? Oh man, I just don't know how to do it. If you had a team of people that can show you how to succeed in business, will you want to join that team of people? Will you want to partner up with a team of people? Will you want to talk to that team of people? You follow me? All this, we're looking for a need. That's what we're doing in the marketplace. Okay, let me give you some final nuggets here for every single one of you to finish. Give me a second. Okay, final notes. Just a couple of things. It's without results, don't post company name, product name, or team name. Here's what I say. Like somebody like Mr. Mark Isaac, Mr. Michael An, Mr. Danny Bay, they can really post company names and product and name and team name. Even though the product name is Pico, so that's great. It's good to post Pico. But and the reason we don't post company names is because they can Google it, and automatically when they Google it, yeah, they'll get GPS, but one way or another, it'll automatically come up there that is network marketing. We want to be able to have that curiosity and keep it as curiosity. Okay, some people, they have their results, they can do that. And it's good for them to do that because, again, they have the credibility. Post about the industry. Post about VR and AR. If you have to post something about business, post about the VR and AR industry. Post about business and leadership principles you're learning right here. Okay, post about freedom. Don't mass tag to sell kills your visibility. So let's say you don't post your GPS website and say, hey, buy this right here. Here's what happens. When you post a company name or something that's for sale, Facebook kills your algorithm. It kills your visibility completely. It kills the work that you did for people to see your visibility. The reason is because Facebook wants you to buy ads for that. If you're gonna post your website, they want you to buy ads. So the moment that they see that you're advertising a website, that it does not relate to them to you buying ads and is creating sales for you, the algorithm will shoot you down to the very bottom and your visibility will die. Stay positive within your Facebook and your social media. Don't cold message people to sell them. If people don't converse with you, it will kill the algorithm for your visibility. So let's say you want to say, oh, I'm gonna comment everybody's and comment to everybody's message everybody, just cold market messaging. The problem with that is if they don't message you back and they open your message and they never message you back, again, the algorithm looks, okay, this person's spamming people, the algorithm goes down to the gutter as well. So you want the algorithm up, and that way you want people replying to you. It is much better to comment on people and then from there message them, and now you have that connection, and they'll reply, and then your visibility on your Facebook will go up. Okay. So just final notes on that. So this is a little bit about Facebook marketing, guys. I hope this is helpful. I know it's helpful for me. It's about application and applying all this information. Put it to work. I'm telling you, this work. Remember, it's about consistency. Remember, it's about long term. You want to do this every single day. Every single day, go ahead and make it happen. I'm telling you, this works. And if you put it to work, 6 months from now, you can have an entire warm market that is ready to follow you because you built a brand. So it's about taking action. So go out there and make it happen. It's 8:40 right now, guys. Thank you very much. I love every single one of you. We're going to go ahead and say bye to the recording. So thank you very much in the recording.